this one. I will be making this one today. Hi, my name is Alex and welcome to the Crochet Circle, where in today's video I am gonna be making this, is it a flower? Well, it is part of the flower, so it's a nice leaf filler for a crochet bouquet that you saw in the beginning. What you need to have to make this crocheted leaves, well, you can have one single color, or as I did here, I use different colors of green to make the whole leaf structure. So yarn, then you need scissors, then you need a crochet hook, then you need wire. This is 0.35 millimeter wire. I cut them about 30-35 centimeters long, and they are used to go around the leaves and to have some support when attaching it to the main one. Then I used some floral flower stems wire. This wire is actually 1.5 millimeter thick, and you can use any wire to hold the shape of the stem. I used some pliers to cut the wire. I used some hot glue just for the end tip. And what else did I use? I also used this pattern, and I think that is it. So in this video tutorial I will only show you how to crochet one leaf. So I will be showing you how to crochet this top leaf. I already crocheted the side leaves. The only difference here was at the top leaf I didn't cut the working yarn. By the side leaves I cut the working yarn because I don't need to wrap the stem around. So now that you know what you need, and I think we can get to work. Now let's start with the leaf. As I mentioned before, I will show you how to crochet one leaf, but depending on how many leaves you want, you have to crochet that many. I have my yarn here. I have my 0.35 millimeter wire here, because I am gonna be using wire for the sturdiness of the leaf, and also because I wanted the leaves to attach to the main stem of the final green filler. Now here is the pattern, and let's start crocheting. Now this one will come with a little bit of a twist. Why a twist, you're asking? Because I'm gonna show you this now. I'm gonna just move this a bit out so it doesn't interfere with the crocheting. And I'm gonna start with the slip knot. So yarn around my thumb, I go from the bottom up in between, grab the yarn and pull it through, and this is a slip knot. Now I need to do a chain of 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Now to go up into the next row, I have to do a chain of 1, and in the second chain from the hook, in the back loop, so in the back bump of the chains, so this is the front of the chains, you have the top chains, the bottom chains, and if you turn it around you have the back bumps. So in the second one from the hook, I go in and I make a single crochet stitch, and you will soon see, well, you will see by the row number 2 why I am doing it this way for this leaf. I just need to find the back bump because I only wanted to go through the back bump. And it is much easier if you're not video recording everything, because I want to stay in focus and I want to be in the field of where you see things. And I almost got it. And that's it. Now you will do this much faster than me because I had to try and stay in focus here and show you how to do it. So now I need to do 10 single crochets in the back bumps of the chains of the previous row. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, this is gonna be 8, 9, and the last one, the 10th one. So on this little piece of paper here, you see I did with the black, I hope you can see it is actually this one, these chains are black. I did with the blue back bumps of the chains, and I need to do a chain of 1, and then I continue with crocheting with the green here, so all around this base I did a chain 1. And if you want to look at it from the top, you see nice chains where the stitches go in, and if I flip it on the back, on the bottom, again you have nice chains to put, yeah, nice loops to put in the stitches. And that's the only reason why I was doing the back bumps of the chain stitches like this. Okay, so let's start with the green row. So 2 single crochet stitches in the first 2 stitches, so that's 1. I don't want to repeat it, so this is gonna be 2. Now 2 half double crochet stitches, yarn once around my crochet hook, and I go into the next stitch from the top, of course. I just need to find it. And once I have my yarn through and I have 3 loops on the crochet hook, I grab the yarn and pull through all 3 of them. So again, grab the yarn, I have 3 loops on my hook, and through all 3 of them. Now it calls for 4 double crochet stitches, yarn once around my crochet hook, I go into the stitch, through 2, and through 2 loops. Again, I'm just checking that I'm not doing 2 stitches in one. So in each of the previous row stitches I have to do 1 stitch. Now this is the 3rd double crochet and the 4th. Now I need to do a half double crochet and a single crochet in the last stitch. Perhaps you have to kind of stretch it just a tiny bit to see the last stitch, but there it is. So now I am, hope you can see it, now I'm here, so that means I need to do a chain of 1, and in the other way I have to do the same. So I'm doing chain of 1 and then a single crochet stitch, a half double crochet stitch, 4 double crochet stitches, so that's 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now 2 half double crochet stitches, so that's the first one, the second one, and 2 single crochet stitches, 1, 2. Now I'm here, hope you can see, so I need to do chain of 2 and with the slip stitch join it into the first single crochet. So I'm doing 1, 2 chains and with the slip stitch joining it in the first stitch. So now it's the last row time where I will be using, well, I have to kind of attach the wire as well. So what I do is I go through first, I put in the wire where my crochet hook is, that's just to position it nicely, and I kind of guide the wire on top of the stitches and I just crochet normally. So I have to do a chain of 1 and a single crochet stitch. I actually have to do single crochet stitches all the way around until the top. Hope you can see it. Let me focus a bit. Where in the chain 1 you do a single crochet, a chain 1 and another single crochet stitch. But for now, pay attention that the wire is on top of the previous row and that you are working it in, just like you would be hiding the starting tail, the same method. So I'm just doing single crochet stitches and the wire is on top of the previous row, so it's nicely hidden and it gives support to the leaf. So just single crochet stitches, now I'm here where the chain 1 is, so I need to do a single crochet stitch, a chain 1 and a single crochet stitch. Now you could do a picot also here because that means the leaf would be a bit more pointy. Other than that, continue with single crochet stitches. Now the next one is a bit hidden and now you have to do single crochet stitches all the way to the beginning. Again, pay attention so that the wire is always on top of the previous row. So the leaf will have the support. Now you do 1 single crochet in the space of the chain 2s and you join it with a slip stitch into the first double crochet stitch. Now, if this is gonna be your last leaf, you have to pull the yarn through the loop. Let me just grab my yarn that was on the floor again. So I need to close it up. But if it's not your last leaf, you can just leave a bit of a tail and cut it off. But because this is my last one, I will be using this to wrap everything around. Okay, so now the leaf is done. I am gonna wrap the wire a bit, because I don't want single wire, I want double wire. And that is the leaf done. Now I'm grabbing the rest of the leaves here. I'm cutting the starting tail, and I don't need my pattern anymore. So I'm gonna cut the starting tail for all the leaves. And now it's gonna be time to assemble. So I'm taking one of my big sturdy wires. I think this is, it's either a 1mm or it's actually 1.5mm wire. And now I have to just attach all the leaves to this main wire. Now how to do that is with wrapping, of course. So I am gonna start with the last leaf, because this one has I didn't cut it, so it still is attached to the main yarn. And now I'm gonna first do some wraps around the main leaf before I attach it to the big Actually, what I'm gonna do is, that's not good. I am gonna start attaching it right at the top. So the wire is as high up as it could be. And now I'm gonna start wrapping it. Looking at the back side a bit. I don't want the wire to be seen much. And now I just have to wrap it. Yes, it will bend a bit, but don't worry, you can then bend it back. So when you want the next leaf to attach, it is up to you. So just kind of measure it so you will know, but I will have like, this is what, an inch, 2.5 centimeters, and I'm gonna attach the next leaf. I'm gonna do 2 wraps and then attach the third leaf as well, because as you saw in the beginning, I want the leaves to be on the same, kind of the same size. So I am unwrapping here a bit because I want it to be as flat as possible. So 1, 2, 3, and now those two leaves are already secured. Now all I have to do is start wrapping on, but I don't want the knots to be too, actually I don't want the wires to be too thick, so I unwrapped a bit the leaves that were already wrapped. I am pulling it tight because I want the wires not to move too much. Okay, so this is now the first tier of the leaves done. Now I did leaves in 3 different colors, so my second tier is gonna be in a different color, and I still need to do like 4 or 5 more wraps, and then I'm gonna add the next leaf. And this is how I'm actually gonna be doing it, and hopefully this helps you as well. Just a few more wraps. As you can see, I'm really trying to wrap it as tight as possible. So here is the next one. And I'm gonna do 2 wraps around, and I'm gonna then attach the next leaf. Again, trying to wrap it as tight as possible. Now that it is kind of secured, I can unwrap this. I can cut the yarn of the previous 2 leaves. And then I can continue with wrapping the main stem, because I still have 2 more leaves to add at the end. Again, I want it as nice and neatly as possible, so I am unwrapping the leaves that were already wrapped. I am trying to wrap it really tightly, so that's why I'm not spinning as fast as I did by the other flowers. I just want it really tight. So that's 5 leaves done, and I have last 2. Now the distance between the first, second, the third and the second leaf should be the same as the distance between the first and the second. So I'm gonna do a few more wraps and then measure it. and I suggest you do the same. Perhaps your leaves aren't as big, or perhaps you have a different kind of wire, or you don't want 5, 7 leaves, perhaps you just want 3, or you don't want 7 and you just want 5. So it is up to you what you will do. I think that is enough. So now I'm gonna go for the third set of leaves. So here, and wrap it twice. And now for the last set of leaves. Holding it, trying to hold it as tight as possible. And then once you kind of grab it, you can adjust it and then continue with wrapping. What I'm gonna do again is what I did in the previous row, well, with the previous leaf. First I'm gonna unwrap the current row of the leaves. I always like to wrap the leaves a bit more. I can always unwrap them later. And then if I would have to hold this and wrap the leaves, so these are the two last one, and I can cut the yarn of the previous 2 leaves, so I can cut these 2 off. I'm gonna adjust the wire, I'm gonna adjust the end tails of the last 2 leaves, and now I am gonna continue with wrapping around. And once you don't have any wire anymore from the leaves, you can then wrap it a bit loosely, but for now I'm still placing the wire there, so I'm trying to wrap the wire with the yarn as tight as possible. And it's soon gonna be over with the wire, so I'm just gonna nicely do this, and then I can spin it much faster. I'm gonna also cut the yarn of the last set of leaves. I'm getting rid of the, not rid of, I'm running out of the wire. Again, trying to be as tight as possible. I'm gonna cut these small ends, and now I can wrap much faster, so now it just goes around and around and around. And I push it down so it doesn't have any holes. So you see, this wrapping now is much faster because I don't have to wrap it as tight as it was up here where it still holds the leaves. But I don't want to overlap the yarn, so I am still keeping an eye on it. Now here I am at the end. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave just a bit of a tail, and I am gonna fire up my hot glue, because I'm gonna use just a tiny bit of a drop on top. You can also use just normal glue, but something to hold the end of the yarn to the stem. So hot glue with the hot glue, I'm just gonna make a small drop at the end, and I am using the end of the hot glue to even it out, because it's hot and you don't want to burn you don't want to burn your fingers, because I already did it a few times and it's not nice. Oh, you didn't see that. So yeah, I'm just putting the hot glue around the end. And now I'm gonna go and wait for the glue to get cool, and then the flower will be done. And I can present to you a leaf flower. Well, it's a leaf filler for a crochet flower bouquet. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give me a thumbs up to let me know that it was okay. If you have any questions, you can definitely leave a comment down below. And until the next time, I'm gonna say, happy crafting!